I'm going to try and do this one in a short video, or in one video anyways. I'm wanting to do a parting tool for my BXA tool holder. I made some tool holders about a month ago or so, and I've been kind of trying to figure out how I wanted to do this. I've got a Loris tool. It looks like a P8 772. Yeah, I don't know what all that means, but maybe somebody would. But I'm kind of going by the way this kind of taking the measurements off of it. I got the wedge, goes down and holds it in. Been messing around with it for a while. I do have some lines on it scribed in, and I'm going to be using my pomegranate. I think it's a 8-inch vise, pretty sure. I'm not even going to go look for a tape measure because there's none around that I can see, so you have to take my word for it. I'd say it's an 8 because it's a 9-inch table, so I'm going to be using this to get some of the angles instead of nodding the head and all that and leaning it, tilting it, and trying to get it back. This thing is really a pain to get back to zero, or as straight as I can anyways. But so I've already dialed this thing in. This jaw's a little low. It's about 2.5 to 3 thousandths low in the middle. So I got 0 on the ends, and for what this is, you know, I think it'll be fine. So maybe someday I'll get those jaws off and either make a new set or grind them in. So I'll bring you back when I get set up. I got to figure out some degrees and what all's in this. So I'll bring you back. Now the best I can tell on this, I put it on my surface plate, and then I use this I laid a parallel in there, and I stuck that angle finder to the parallel to find the angle. Best I could tell, it's about 30 degrees. This is where I need to start because of this angle where the parting tool, where the tool goes, it's tapered to a little bit also, so it goes down in to help hold it in. It's just not flat. It has a slight taper to it all too. So I can't start here and cut that little taper because then I'll be taking this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a 1/2 inch end mill and cut this section out first, and then see here, once I get that cut, then I'm going to have to lay it back down flat, cut this, and then I'm going to take a dovetail cutter and just barely whisk out a little bit there just to put that degree in. I don't think it's that critical, so you know, one of Randy Richards' dovetail cutters would do it just fine. So I believe this is a climb mill, but it's just barely on it. I'll go a little more on the conventional. That's about halfway there. I'll bring you back when I'm a little closer. I'll probably be blowing some air in this one to blow the chips out. Well, I think that is a start. Can move you here a little bit. I don't know how bad that light's blowing you out or anything, but boy, I can see a lot better now with it on. One bad thing about these things, you gotta make sure you get the chips out from under it. There we go. There goes 40 thousandths. Off the table. Okay, right here, this will be a total of 160, almost 161, but I'll go with it. 160, about 8/10, something like that. Okay, I got the smaller of the two of Randy's cutters in there, and I have a feeler gauge 5/1000. You know, I'm just barely I can feel it just barely rubbing, so because I don't want to touch this. And I looked at the other one and you can see the little tiny step in there. So, you know, it's hard to measure, so I just figured, you know, 5/1000 would be a good start where get that cut. And then I'm only going to go about as deep as what the point is. It's, you know, I might go in oh, maybe 60, maybe 70 thousandths probably. Trying to measure off of this one here. I don't even think it's that much. I'll probably go with 50 and then get it to where it touches and move it in 50. Might just go 40. I can always make more passes. Zero out my X. Kind of that a little. There's 25,000. There's the total of 40 thousandths. Now this will be a total of 50, and then I'll check it and see where it's at. Man, it looks pretty good. But sounds like it's raining out. It's almost 60 degrees out and we've been getting nothing but rain. All you California people can keep it. I think think I need to go a little bit deeper. I'm gonna go another 10. Oh yeah, I think I like that. I'm gonna call that good enough. I don't know if you can see it or not. Gotta get the burrs off of it, but well, I'll get this out and bring you back. Okay, I think I got it figured out. I got it in the vise, and I got it where I'm going to start. But here's what I did. I laid this down in, the tool down in there, and I took the old one, which I know I need to be basically look the same, but it needs to be a little bit bigger. So what I did, had all my feeler gauges, and I started stacking them up, finding sizes, and I found the perfect thickness that brings over to the tool, and it comes out to being just a fuzz over 400 thousandths. So that's what I'm gonna go with, and then depth wise I'm going 400 down, because this one doesn't quite touch bottom on the other. It's just the screws pulling it down. I mean, that's where it'll end up being, but so I'm going to go from the side to get my thickness here. I'm going to go 400 thousandths, and then that's a little over 100, so I'm going to go 200 thousandths depth, and then I'm going to take it out and flip it, move my sine vise back to 30 degrees and cut this one. And then this one right here, I'll do that afterwards or something. We'll see, because that's going to be sticking out quite a bit. I might wait till I get it all bolted together or something. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not worried about that one right now. I'm just hope I don't mess this up too bad. But that's what I'm going with. There's a 40 thousandths cut. Don't need to be cutting all this. I could have cut it to length, but that's alright. This is a total 150. And this is the last one. Okay, I'm back. I got it set up now. I had to take it out and flip it over one, put it back in, and I'm ready to cut this angle right here. I could probably take all this in one cut, but I don't really feel I have to. Take it all. I'll get it out of the vise and test fit it. Yeah, I had to keep going back and forth and taking a few thousandths cut at it every time because, you know, as it goes down it's got to get thinner, and I'm trying to keep this 90 degrees with the tool, so I kept on having to cut and cut and cut and cut. I got it to where I want it. It's in there. I mean, when I get 4 bolts, 4 screws in here to hold that down, I mean, it's gonna put so much pressure on it. Yeah, get that in there. It doesn't move, so it's wedging and pushing down into that dovetail. So, woo, that was close. So now I'm gonna cut this corner off, and then I'll drill 4 holes here and transfer here, set it up to drill some holes, cut this thing off the length. I think it's going to work pretty good. Yeah, I'm just cutting it to where I think it looks good. No kind of measurement here or anything. think I'll pull that out and get all set up to drill some holes. I got this piece here super glued in, and I went through and I marked everything on my 1/4 inch in from each side and then centered on that. And then I drilled all the way down through for my threading bit. I'm going to put what are they, 1024s. I'm going to put 3 of those in it, and then I changed over to 3/16 bit and drilled down to my mark, which is about 600 thousandths, just to go through this piece for the screw to go all the way through. I need to clean this out. And then once I get done with this one, I'll heat it up, break it off, whatever, and tap the 3 holes that are in the block. Alrighty. Okay, I'll get that out, and I'll probably spray it down with some brake fluid, get it cleaned up, and maybe a little bit thinner. I don't really want to put any heat on it to break the super glue loose. I'll go the right way. Bad thing is, I don't think I have a bottoming tap. I'll just have to start all them. Okay. Okay, had to change the battery in the mic again. I got those two done. I just went ahead and cut it off and put a little bevel on it. I just don't know if I'm going to need to customize my bolts or not, or the screws. Because the one here in the center, I tried to keep it from coming all the way through. Never fails. See the little dimple where she started to come through the drill. I thought I had a little more meat than that, but that was actually that tap with that pointed end on it, that starter. It was trying to screw on through there. So gotta get all the glue off of it all, but okay, I'll get her cleaned up and deburred, and I still need to blue it yet, but hey, you guys seen me do that before. Alright, I took this into my horrible freight bandsaw. I don't know why people don't really like them, but it cuts pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, but it take the time, slow it down. I oil the parts, you know, I put oil on the blade. You know, I got a pig mat underneath to catch any drippings and stuff, but I think they work pretty good. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna mill this off, square this up, and then we're gonna drill a hole for the adjustment screw. I think I got about already touched off, and I'm at 17 thousandths. I just want to see what's going to clean it up. Plus the inserts on this thing are pretty bad shape. honestly think I should be running that a little faster with those inserts. Okay, here's 1600 RPM. Went from 1000 to 1600. I don't really like that, but well, that's about slick as glass, so that looks good for a crappy insert. Looks good. I can see we've got some burrs in there. Kind of snug that up on the dovetails just a little, and a little love tap. And I got my mark for my hole. And I didn't hurt these threads any. Okay, I got the old little wiggler in there. I think these things spin best at 1000 RPMs or more. I wouldn't take them some crazy ass speed, but you know, around 1000. I think when you the slower, the harder they are to stabilize, get in. And I don't, you know, I've seen like a couple people, you know, they use their fingers to do it. It's wood or plastic. I use, you know, a Sharpie or a handle, you know, or a pencil. And you can do it with your fingers, but it's still wiggling. It's just hard to get it to stop. It rubs against that wood, it's oily. Doesn't take any time at all. And you can either shut it off or leave it run. So it bumped the hole and it fell down in the just like that. Okay, I got my spotter in and my 3/8 24 and a Q bit. That's a little over 5/16. Also got my oil cup I got from James Deadman. I use it. I knock it off a lot though. It hasn't spilled yet. 4,000 probably be enough. It'll probably bust right through. It's 450 thousandths. I think that's good enough. I think that's probably good enough though. Alright, over here at the workbench here, get all this stuff put together here. Yeah, I want to put a little bit down there, a little bit on the threads. Old work shirts become pretty good rags. It's a lot cheaper than buying that box of rags. I made these already in that other video when I did my other tool holders. I just made an extra one. A little jam nut. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty far down here, but you can see the little dovetail I put in there. It's going to basically, that sets down in, and this little ledge here is underneath here. How well you can see, or what you can see. And that just slides down into there and pushes that into that dovetail. Good and tight. And there it is. Now I can get it blued. I'll probably, next time wife makes a pie or something in the oven, once she gets done, I'll throw that in there for a couple hours and let that thing blue up and get it oiled. I'll get it set up on the lathe sometime. It's just a little project I wanted to get off my workbench here. So I got other things I need to get back on. So I just want to get this cleaned up, done, and I appreciate y'all watching. Got some new subscribers. Actually, I haven't said thank you for a while. I've had enough videos pre-made up that, you know, I just wanted to take time to say thanks.